How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have another one of the community questions videos for you, which is where I put a post on my YouTube community section. You guys go ahead and vote, answer any questions that I put by leaving any comments as well, and then afterwards I will go through that and I will talk about all the comments that you've done. I will read through them for the first time ever, as I do not look at them before this, and then I give a little bit of extra sort of thought on what your comments are and talk about it. But hell, luckily for me, these are one of my most popular videos. So today the question that we have are, what are some bad habits you've picked up while playing RuneScape? For example, I struggle to not try to 4-tick auto attack even when I'm using range. So what I mean by this is, once I've been using magic for a while, obviously you use 4-tick on there, which is where you change from your staff to your wand and your orb, and then back to your staff, and you can force auto attacks between that. But I try and do it whenever I'm using something else as well. So if I switch to range not too long after, my brain will constantly be like, gotta 4-tick, gotta 4-tick, gotta 4-tick, and it literally just does not work. So all you'll see in my chat box is spam saying that I'm trying to re-equip my weapons, and it's just ridiculous. But I figured from this there could be other things that are quite interesting, quite funny to talk about, that you guys do as well, so I just wanted to find out about that. But anyway, if you enjoy this video, do leave a like on it, do subscribe to the channel if you are new. But other than that, let's jump into this and let's see what other habits you guys have picked up. Let's see if we can poke a little bit of fun at that, shall we? As always, if your comment isn't picked in this, I do apologize. There was 49 comments overnight from this. Like, I put this on last night, 49 comments. There's no way I can use all of them. But if you're not in this, get ready for the next one, because there will be another one. And you may get picked in that one, you never know. Okay, our first comment says decisiveness. I mean, just standing at the bank, deciding what type of PVM I should do, instead of actually doing PVM. This is something so many people do. And I've done it as well. I'm guilty of this. And it's actually so true. You'll log on thinking, I'm going to do so much PVM. You'll actually have it in the back of your mind as you're logging in. You'll be like, I'm going to go do this boss and this boss, and I'm going to make so much money. And when I log off, I'm actually going to be so much more rich. I've got 6 hours. I've had a full day off work. It's going to be so good. I've got all my snacks. I've got my Red Bull. And then next thing you know, you stood at the bank for 3 hours talking to your clan chat, talking to the random people you've never met before in the Grand Exchange, and you're like, I've not done anything. What bosses should I do? And you ask other people, they tell you to do whatever you enjoy, and before you know it, it is the end of the day and you've maybe done like 1 hour of next. Now, I know so many of you have done this, so if you have, leave a like on the video right now. Just go and leave a like on the video if you are one of these people, and also get in the comments and just let people know, like, do you do this as well? Because this is like probably the most common one. Like, I haven't read any of the other ones yet, but this is probably going to be the most common one out of the whole lot. This is so true, and honestly, I don't really know how you can break this habit. It's just, I guess if you maybe plan out fully what boss you're going to do step by step as you log in, you could then maybe log in and just get it done. But even then, like I said, you have the idea in your head and you just still do the exact same thing. The next comment says, not charging my Ring of Death out of laziness. I'll just tell myself I'll play carefully, not camp low HP or die, but we all know how that goes. I've done this way too many times. Say, for example, I've started the Telos kill and we've just jumped down that little ledge, and before we've initiated the fight, you can actually climb back out. You can't teleport out, but you can climb back out. And I've looked at my Ring of Death and gone, 0.4%? That doesn't look good. And I'll be pushing a rage, so I'm probably going to die. Like 9 times out of 10 I will die doing this. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's fine. This is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that I don't die. So I will definitely just go ahead, try and do it. And like you said, we all know how that goes. Every single damn time. I don't know why I don't just climb out and recharge my ring. I have no idea. I do the exact same as you, dude. And exactly, like you say, we all know how that goes. 13 mil death cost later, and someone mentioned on stream literally yesterday, I think it was, that Grim must be making absolute bank off of us, and we are the reason why. It's me and you, dude. We are paying rent for that office that he is sitting in. Honestly, we absolutely are. But yeah, definitely this is a habit that you probably should get out of. But one thing you could do, rather than just being lazy of it, maybe once you get a big amount of cash, just charge that thing all the way up. If you have the Ring of Death you only 3% for each charge, but you can actually put so many onyxes in it, it will last you a hell of a long time. Maybe that's what you need to do. But maybe at the same time, Jagex just need to let us have the Ring of Death effect as like a passive or something. I don't know. Maybe not. Our next comment is from Wazzy. I'm sure if you guys have seen these videos in the past, you know who Wazzy is, because you're in every single one of them, dude. You're in every single one of these episodes almost, because your comments are just always on point, and I love it. But you say the numbers like GP per hour, or how much I made, how much I need, or even how good is my DPS. Do I really need this? Do I really need that? Pay attention to these things is fine, but I pay an excessive amount of attention to the point where I get bored or burned out if I don't meet my expectations. This is a huge habit that people have in this game. This is a huge problem that this game has, in my opinion. But this is the fact that it's an MMO that has been around for as long as it has. When a game gets as old as RuneScape, everybody's min-maxing. That is just how it is. People have been around for way too long to not min-max. They've invested way too many hours into the game to not be as efficient as possible, and while it does sometimes draw the fun out of it, people still do it. But basically what he is saying is all of the things matter. You'll always work out, like, is it worth using magic, for example, at a certain boss? Are these runes going to be worth it? Is the input cost going to be like worth the output? Do I get anything out of it? Or what's the actual cost per hour? And if it is cheaper to do a different style that is just as good, then we'll do that style instead. Even if I enjoy magic a little bit more, I'll just use range because it's cheaper to do, and at the end of it I may make an extra 500k per hour. So like you say, even though you can make you get bored or get burnt out, like just from not meeting your expectations, you're also picking things that aren't as fun. Like I say, at the moment I just use magic almost everywhere I go. It is not as strong, the kills aren't as fast, and I think it actually costs more per hour to use because of the runes. But I'm actually at the point of the game now where I actually just don't really care about the cost of stuff anymore. I just want to have fun, and I'm in a situation where I will probably just use magic everywhere I go as long as it is slightly viable. Like, it is really not as good as range and melee at the moment, but I will just stick to it. Honestly, Wazzy, I would recommend that you just try this out. The next time that you have a lot of cash just sitting around and you're not really sure what to do with it, then go ahead, just do whatever you think is fun for like a couple of days. Just do what I'm doing at the moment. Just do, if you want to use just range everywhere and it's not even viable, just freaking do it. If you want to do something that isn't ridiculously good gold per hour, just give it a shot and see if you enjoy it. And that way, honestly, I'm enjoying the game a hell of a lot more at the moment just from doing that and not really caring about all the efficiency at the moment. And even though it might just be for a short break, I might be going back to it again in a couple of weeks, it's definitely worth doing. It'll make you enjoy yourself quite a lot more. Give it a shot, dude. Let me know as well. Let me know how it goes if you do try it, or if you ever get in the position that you can try it. Right, this next one isn't really anything to do like specifically with RuneScape, but I actually laughed at this way too hard. And I'm not going to put your name in just because I always say if it looks like a real name, it is going to get cropped, so I do apologize. But dude, I got such a laugh out of this. You said IRL drinking and eating at once. Brew and jellyfish or sailfish combo used for way too long. All I could picture when I read this was just some guy sat there at a dinner table, like chomping on something like a sandwich or something and downing a drink while the food's still in your mouth. I was just laughing way too much. You just see, I don't know, like now that I'm saying it back, it doesn't seem like that funny, but I actually laughed way too hard at this. Freaking hell. Alright, our next comment says WASD camera. That is all it says, and okay, I've included this one purely because of the fact that most people probably don't even know about this. Well, not most, but a lot of people don't know about this, and I know they don't because it's always mentioned on my stream. Now, when I use my keybinds, I use WASD for, like, they're all keybound to something else. So the camera can't move that anymore. And of course, you're not going to use the arrow keys, but you can actually move your camera by holding in the scroll click on your mouse and dragging it around. And if you hold that in and actually drag the scroll wheel, your camera will move. And it's actually so much smoother as well than using WASD. It gives you all the different angles and stuff. It is a hell of a lot smoother. But I know exactly what you mean. There's a lot of people that are in your situation as well that just can't come away from using WASD. It just feels more natural to a lot of people. And then yes, underneath this, there's someone else who said, when I used to play other MMOs, I would come back to RuneScape and be like, why the frick am I not moving? Trying to move with WASD. I've done that as well. I just thought I'd include that little bit for a bit extra. But honestly, guys, if you're not using the scroll wheel to move your camera, give it a shot. And then it gives you another 4 keybinds as well, like super nice, comfortable keybinds. Next up, we have a comment that says, leaving instances as soon as the boss dies. I lost 2 Crests of Seren and 1 Dragon Rider Lance trying to telly out quick time. Damn! That is a bad habit to have, dude. That is one that you need to break. That is a lot of money you've just lost. So what he means is he will kill the boss, and the second that boss dies, he will assume, I'm not going to get a drop. Frick it. Teleport to wars. And then, it's gone. And then when you teleport out of an instance, if there's nobody left in that instance, it gets reset, so your drop is not there, except he will still get the notification, like your luck of the dwarves shines bright, you receive 1 Dragon Rider Lance, or something like that, or there'll be a clan notification or world notification, and you see it, but you can't go back and get that drop. So honestly, dude, that is something you do need to break. That is such a bad habit. I hope now you've managed to get past that and you've learned your lesson after 3 times. But I'm going to say 3 times down, you're probably going to do it again. And if you do, frick, just do me one favor. Do not do this at Raksha, because if you teleport out on a greater ricochet, holy crap, that is going to hurt. The next comment says, hoarding lots of money and not spending it for a better account. I had 1.3 bill before I bought my first Ascension pair and invested in some good PVM gear. I always find the excuse to keep some 100 mils for flipping, but nowadays I don't do that. This is actually something that I know a few people that do this, and I'm sure the person I'm talking about can probably have an idea that I'm talking about them. But basically, this is where people basically have so much money that they could buy all the PVM gear in the game, but instead they'd rather go to bosses and struggle through those bosses because they don't want to invest the money in the bosses. And the issue with this is you could be making your life so much easier if you just spent a little bit of money, got a bit of an upgrade, got some better perks, maybe got the tier 99 prayers or something like that. And then if you think about it like this, rather than spending all that time with that boss doing it a few minutes slower each kill and getting like drops less often, if you invested that money, you're getting faster kills, you're spending less money on food because you're in the fight less, and eventually it does end up paying you off in the long run because you're getting faster kills, your life is a lot easier, you're getting drops faster, and eventually you get all that money back through the rare drops that you've got because you get those rare drops quicker. Investing money in PVM, if you are a PVMer, is honestly the way to go. If you have that money and you aren't at best in slot yet, freaking upgrade something, make your life a lot better. There's a big list somewhere, I think on the PVME Discord or on the wiki even, of the next technical best thing that you should buy. If you're ever in a position where you're like, right, what do I buy next? I really don't know what I need to get next. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that, and that's what's stopping you from investing and sort of putting that money in and getting more out of it, then just have a look at that list and just go with it. Just freaking go with it. It's fine. Obviously, this isn't going to be the same for everybody. You don't have to follow that list. I didn't follow that list. If you want to buy an ECB before you buy Ascensions and you have the money for it, then go ahead and do it. If you're going to enjoy that more, then do it. But just spend your money on upgrades because it will make your life better. It will get you more drops. It will lead to faster kill times, which means you're not in the boss for as long. You're not spending as much food on those bosses, as much supplies, as much overloads, which will save you money in the long run. Just do it. Just invest. Our next comment says, spam clicking. After years of playing RuneScape, I've basically adjusted to dead clicks, 0.6 second tick action speed, and server lag, resulting in a persistent need to make sure I put in the same input multiple times to make sure it actually happens. It can be bad when I'm playing other games, but sometimes I'll even click 3 times to exit a Chrome tab because somewhere in my subconscious I'm thinking the first attempt might not have gone through. You only need to click once. Greatest lie ever told. I freaking love that last little sentence. I love it because when you make a new account, if you spam click somewhere, the game literally tells you and reminds you so many times, you only need to click once, you only need to click once, you only need to click once. And I assume it's telling you that probably as like a health thing, maybe like just stop spam clicking, it's not good. But honestly, that message should not be there because it is a lie. It really is. Like he said, the dead clicks and stuff in this game, everybody does it. I'm sure everybody watching this knows full well what he means. I probably don't even need to talk about this, but basically clicking to move somewhere in PVM, you're going to be clicking that place a few times to make sure your character goes, because if you click it once and wait, he's probably going to just freaking not move or whatever. If you want to surge somewhere, spam click the direction you want to surge first and then surge. Drinking overloads, drinking prayer renewals, all that sort of good stuff, you're going to spam click that. You're going to click that until you see the animation change. It's not going to be click that once because it's just not going to work all the time. So you spam click it, and then when you see your character either do the animation, you hear it if you have sound effects, or you see that that potion in your inventory gets a little bit less full, then you're satisfied. But until that point, you're going to be clicking and clicking and clicking. However, the fact that this has come out of RuneScape and you are doing it like closing Chrome tabs and other games and stuff, that is super unfortunate. That's not happened to me just yet, but holy crap, that is really unfortunate. I can see why. Hopefully at some point in the future, which I really don't think is going to happen, well, hopefully the ticks will be sort of reworked or fixed or just taken away, and hopefully the game is a lot more responsive and you can get out of this habit. But maybe not, because, you know, old habits die hard. I don't think you'll probably get out of this one. I think you're stuck, dude. I think you're stuck clicking. But if you want, click the like button. Click that a few times if you want. Alright, so this is going to be our last comment, and this one says, that feel when you get persistent rage but still stall adrenaline. This is one that I can relate to even without persistent rage, because I do it with my adrenaline urn. I will fill up the adrenaline urn just so that I don't have to stall my adrenaline. And for anyone who's wondering, stalling adrenaline is basically using like defensive abilities or anything basically just to stop your adrenaline dropping when it's at 100%. You do it from like banking at wars, getting your adrenaline to 100%, and then walking to a boss. You want to be able to use Sunshine straight away, so you stall your adrenaline on the way there. But now there's persistent rage in the game, people get this relic from archaeology and it means it doesn't drain. But Yes, we still do it. I still do it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will still do it, but I'll still chuck on my shield, use things like resonance, use things like reflect and devotion, just to make sure that my adrenaline does not drop on the way to that boss, even though I can clearly see that my adrenaline urn is working with 1000% adrenaline ready to be used. And I don't know, it's just force a habit. I just can't not do it. It's just something in my head that's like, right, we've gone through the portal, I need to use resonance. Okay, we've walked down this corridor, I need to use devotion, I need to use surge, I need to use anticipate, something just to stall that adrenaline. And it looks like more people are doing it as well. I didn't realize there was actually probably that many people still doing it, but I reckon there's probably quite a lot actually. Now that you've talked about this, I reckon there's going to be quite a lot of people. If you're one of these people who still stall adrenaline after you have persistent rage or you have an adrenaline urn, then do let me know in the comments. I'll be very interested to see how common of a thing this is. Anyway guys, that is going to be the end of this video from me today. I hope you've all enjoyed. There's been some pretty funny habits in here, and honestly there's some that I relate to by quite a lot, and you guys have just made me realize that there is so many more things than what I could think of that I actually do. And honestly, I was literally thinking, for my example in this, the 4-ticking on range, trying to 4-tick with that, was like the only one I could come up with. There was a couple more, like afterwards, after I'd already posted it, but when I was writing this, I was like, that's the only one I can think of. Okay, we'll use that, that's fine. But now that I read through this, damn, there is so many that I do and I didn't even notice about, which is going to annoy me now because I'm going to freaking notice them every single time. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's any that I haven't talked about and you do something like this, then get in the comments and do share what bad habit you do have. I'll be super interested to go through them. I'm sure other people will go through and read them as well. So do leave a comment with any of those down there. And also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like on it as well. It helps me out so much more than you probably know. And also, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe as well, as there will be more of these and you don't want to miss out on those posts when I do put them up. So make sure you've got the notifications on as well with the little bell thingy. A few more things before we do end the video. There is a Twitch link in the description if you're interested in following me on Twitch. I do make quite a lot of my videos on Twitch, so it is a good way for you guys to get involved in that and see the process of it too. Also, if you're interested in joining the clan and are interested in doing some bossing with an awesome community, then feel free to guest in my clan called The Inits, and you can ask anybody in there for an invite if you want, or you can just stay as a guest, absolutely fine. And there's plenty of PVM, there's events such as AOD masses and raids and stuff. That's done like every single week, at least a couple of them. And guests, you're all welcome to those events as well. Finally, thank you all so much to my channel members for your extra support. As always, I really do appreciate it. Your names will be on screen right now. For anyone else interested in joining them and seeing what perks they get while supporting the channel a little bit extra, click the join button by the subscribe button. You can see what they do get. But finally, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.